Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another celebrity reading. This time it's on Matt Rife and Brooke Schofield. So I don't know how many of you know who Matt Rife is or even care about him, so I guess we'll see how good this video does. But he is a comedian who's been under fire for a lot of things. So his latest Netflix series was under fire because he made, like, I guess, jokes that were like misogynistic, and then he has like a female audience, and he said he doesn't want a female audience, he wants a male audience, so he's been edgier and edgier to kind of get rid of the female audience. It's weird, it's strange. He was mad because women liked him for his looks. I don't know, it's a very strange thing. I was gonna do a reading on it, but then I missed the wave because I was in New York and I was with family. But he's back in the news again because Brooke Schofield, who is Tana Mongeau's co-host on the Cancel podcast, apparently allegedly dated him. And she, I think Page Six just reported on this. She was on her podcast saying that he went on their podcast, acted like she didn't know him, which is really weird because they had like been dating. And she'd always give him respect because she had let him down gently. He had let her down gently, saying like, yeah, I'm too busy for a girlfriend, sorry, even though he had invited her to like shows and she hung out with his friends at dinners and stuff. So it wasn't like he was hiding her. And then she DM'd some girl and was like, wait a minute, like, when was this? When were you hanging out with him? And she got invited to a group chat with like 6 other girls who all ended up dating Matt Rife at the same time. So she realized that he was just pathologically lying, allegedly, and that he was dating other girls at the time and just basically using them, but he was inviting her to shows and inviting to hang out with her friends, and he did this with all of them. So it's a very strange thing, and then went on a podcast pretending to know her. Very strange. So I'm going to look at a couple of things. I'm going to look at whether Brooke is telling the truth. I'm going to look at what's going on with Matt and why he would do that. I'm also going to look at what he's doing with his career, and we're going to try and get some answers. So remember, these readings are all at different chambers only, and let's get started. Also, Matt Rife loves to hate on astrology, so I'm sure he'll love this video if he ever sees it. If you guys like this, you can always join my YouTube memberships. There's a $5, $10, and $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a card, story times, and you can win a reading from me. Okay, so Brooke will be on the left, Matt will be on the right. And then I'm going to look at his connection to his fans. So his connection to his fans, and then the energy between. Okay. Oh, I feel bad. Okay. Oh, Brooke. Ow, my heart. The judgment card is reversed. So you guys know judgment is like the public. It's like everyone's opinion, and it's reversed, which is embarrassment. So she feels embarrassed and humiliated. So, ouch. Yeah, I believe her. To say she feels humiliated and embarrassed is an understatement. You guys know judgment reversed is like feeling like your world is upside down, essentially. The judgment card is like, everyone's looking at me, everyone's judging me, I feel stupid, I feel embarrassed, I feel low. I also think with the judgment card, I think there's a part of her that almost feels like, I don't know her dating history, but a lot of times judgment card reverse is like, how does this keep happening to me? This keeps happening. I keep getting into this mess. A lot of times judgment when it's reversed is also like looking at other people around me and being like, how could you let this happen? So I don't know how she was introduced to him, but sometimes judgment reverse means that somebody introduced you to him or somebody co-signed him at some point, and you're looking at that person kind of funny now. Strength card is what he showed up as, which is like stubbornness. And I also see that as consistent, which means he's a creature of habit and he's a creature of pattern. So what he does with her and what he did with her is the same thing he does with every girl. So for him, the way he treats love and relationships, he will imprint and input a woman or the idea of a woman into the already made storyline that he has in his head. So he literally is a guy who does the same thing with every girl. He will say the same words, send the same text, take them to the same places. He's a creature of habit. So for him, a woman is just like a body to place in his already existed storyline. He's a Virgo, so I'm not super shocked that a Virgo is doing some psycho shit like this, but that's what he is. Like for him, he's like, This is the plan. This is what I want. I will also say with the Chariot reversed, that's a halt in progress. As soon as he feels some sort of weirdness, he runs. That's typical avoidant attachment style. The Chariot is like, I'm stopping this. I'm running. I don't want to do this anymore. He'll get the ick really quick. But again, he looks for issues so that he can run from them. So I think he's almost afraid of women and afraid of that commitment. So the minute he sees some sort of red flag, quote unquote, he will run for the hills. I also think he's always looking for a way out. Chariot reverse tells me he's looking for a way out in everything. I also think with Brooke, it seems like his dynamic with her, I think for him, he liked the way she looked on paper, but I don't think he liked her. So what that means is Brooke is a good person to be seen with. Brooke is the good girl to be seen with, but Brooke isn't the girl that he likes. So he's a guy that if I were to do readings on someone like this, I would say this is the typical man to have a girl in front and a girl behind almost always. So I'm not saying he's gonna always do that. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me because he's the type to do that. Because for him, he's very image focused. It's very like what looks good on paper. So to hear that he had 6 other girls, yeah, that doesn't shock me, but I think it may have been 2 at a time. One to be the front-facing one and one to be the secret. That's what it seems like to me. So even if he was juggling multiple around the same time, in his mind, there were only 2 at all given times. There was a front-facing girl and a girl behind. I know he currently has a girlfriend. I will do a reading on that. I will get to that, but right now I'm a little worried for her. Now, when it comes to his career, he showed up as the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is a job. So for him, his career is just that, a career, it's a job. I actually don't think he's taking it that serious. The High Priestess is reversed, which the High Priestess reversed is a lack of trust, and that's what his audience is. Shocker. His audience has lost trust with him. They've lost faith with him. The 6 of Wands is reversed, which tells me that it is an ego. So this is all of his ego. This is his ego talking. You don't really need me to tell you this. You've probably already figured this out, but the cards are confirming it's because he's egotistical. What you're not realizing is the subcontext of this. He's afraid of women. Like, that's what you're not getting. The High Priestess, you are intuitive. Most women are more intuitive, right? You're intuitive. You can see the behavior that I'm having and you can find out the red flags. This is the same behavior he does in his relationships. I need to run from women before they realize the shit that I'm doing. It's the same reason why he's alienating women from his content and from his career, because they will see what I'm doing and I need to beat them to the punch. He looks at relationships and things, he looks at it, especially with women, as like, I have like a 3-month grace period. Why do I have a lisp? I have a 3-month grace period. I have a 3-month grace period of where I can kind of get away with shit. But once they start catching on, and the thing is, I think a lot of these girls don't even realize they're catching on. I think they're like saying something. He's like, oh shit, they're catching on. But girls are kind of like, that's weird, but not really thinking too hard about it. But he thinks that they know and he runs. So that's kind of how it's going. I also think with the 6 of Wands, I mean, I know there's been a lot of allegations of him having work done. You're not going to get me to believe his jawline is real. As someone with a real jawline, okay, that people accuse of me having stuff, it ebbs and flows and it doesn't look the same all the time because my face is going to hold weight differently. Whether I, am dehydrated or not, my it's still always there, but it doesn't look like his looks like, and his looks like it's filler that's settled. So as someone with a very strong jawline, I call bullshit. But regardless, the High Priestess and the 6 of Wands reverse tells me, yeah, he's insecure about his appearance. It makes him insecure as a person. I mean, 6 of Wands is also someone who's like, could be insecure about a lot of things. I mean, if you told me he was insecure about his parts, I wouldn't be shocked either. His, public, whatever. Anyways, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you got it, you got it. And if you didn't, you didn't get it. It's for the girls that get it and the girls that don't. Oh, well, it went over your head. Thank you. Now, Death card, 7 of Cups reverse, and 9 of Swords. So I don't want to make this a giant, hate on Matt Rife video. I do want to see if I can get some sort of understanding of what's going on with him so we can have some sort of, at least empathy. You don't have to have sympathy for him, but some sort of empathy for what he's going through. The Death card, the 7 of Cups reverse, and the 9 of Swords. So for me, Death is a rebirth and a change. So he absolutely is the typical glow-up person. The Seven of Cups is about being realistic and being able to achieve my goals. And the Nine of Swords is about stress and anxiety. I think he's a paranoid person. I think he assumes people are doing the things that he does to them, to him. So he's trying to protect himself and make him feel safe because he doesn't feel safe. I think that he had a major glow up. And so as someone that, has had a glow up as well, you always have that insecurity. So you see him as this hot guy. He doesn't see himself as a hot guy. He sees himself as an awkward, weird, nerd loser. So he's going through his second puberty. That's what's going on. I also think that he realizes that the more he talks, the more you guys talk about him, the more opportunities he gets. So he's also baiting you guys and your anger. He's rage farming and rage baiting. The Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands. He's like, I don't care because I get more opportunities. I'm going to keep baiting you. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any burden anyways. Let's release the burden. I think there were talks of certain opportunities for him where he felt like he couldn't do them. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing him like a boardroom, and he's like doing like, it's a metaphor. So he's like sitting in a boardroom and he's trying to get an opportunity. And I see him like discussing with his team being like, oh, I don't think my audience would like this. I don't think women like this, but I want to do it. And I think that's why he started doing it, because he started to realize that what he wanted to do creatively, he couldn't, because he kept having to say, my audience wouldn't like this. My audience wouldn't like this. And he got sick of it. And he was like, I want to do this. Fuck it. Let's change the audience. So it's more along the lines of him feeling creatively pulled to certain things and being like, fuck it. I can't, I feel, because this tells me that he felt like his audience was a burden. I want to look at his relationship. Justice reverse, Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. He definitely does not know how to be alone. He's a very needy guy. Typical avoidant, super needy, and then runs from it. That's literally what they do. They go from being super needy to all of a sudden running from it, to being super needy to running from it. But that's what I'm seeing. I don't think he does well being alone. I don't think he knows how to be alone. I definitely think that he's the type of person to suffocate you, then pull back, then suffocate you and pull back. I definitely think he has a lot of trauma. So I'm trying to understand why he's acting the way he's acting. He's just going through a second puberty, and he's super insecure. But look, Justice reverse, Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. You got to leave before you get left, like Taylor Swift said. And I think that's what he does. I think that's his mentality. I also think that he's just super paranoid. I think he thinks women are going to cheat on him. I think he thinks women are going to use them. Again, the things you do to them that you think they're going to do to you. He is insanely paranoid. This is not a level-headed person. I know that he presents as level-headed. That's typical of most Virgos, earth signs. I know it. That's what they do. And I know that, but that's not really how he is. He's a very good actor, I'll tell you that. Yeah. His current girlfriend, I don't know what she looks like, but I can tell you the Two of Pentacles. He thinks she's really beautiful. And the Page of Cups tells me that he enjoys being around her, but the Queen of Swords, how do I word this without being too blunt? She's not the type of girl to call him out. She's not the type of girl to speak up. She's not the type of girl to rip him a new one when he deserves it. She's the type of girl to keep the peace. Because Queen of Swords reverse makes me think of like a Libra who's like a people pleaser, or a Libra who's like acting out of the negative signs of their trait, where their character, where they just kind of like let someone walk all over them. And so I think she's just a little bit more meek with him, and he enjoys that. I think she's more of like a, how do I make sure everything is peaceful and harmonious, rather than what are you doing? So I feel sorry for her, but maybe that's rude of me, because if she's happy, then I should be happy. But I don't really like this behavior currently. Hopefully he changes, and hopefully that dynamic evolves and changes. That's just my opinion. What do I know, right? Just a stranger on the internet. Now, the Two of Pentacles is there. He does think she's super attractive. And again, she's the great front-facing girl. Do I think that he's currently cheating? To be honest with you, no, because he would get caught through a Cups reverse. There's too many eyes on him. The Five of Wands says he's too busy right now. And the Five of Pentacles says he's got a big project coming up here soon. And I think he might be working underneath someone, or working with someone that he really idolizes. Or someone he idolizes or looks up to may have given him an opportunity. I also see a movie coming for him where he's working with another person. He is the modern day Dane Cook, and Dane Cook did do Good Luck Chuck, which is a great movie. One of the funniest movies of all time. So I'm not surprised that I see a movie for him. And I think there's a lot of focus on that, and there's going to be a lot of focus on his career. So I don't think he has time to cheat right now, and there's too many eyes on him. But the Three of Cups tells me that the potential is there. Yeah, the Fool's upright. The Fool and the Two of Cups says that for him, if he can find, if the opportunity, the Hermit's reverse, which means he's not going to go out of his way for this, but if an opportunity arises for him to see a girl who's kind of young and naive, he would jump at it. But I don't think he's looking for a side. I think he's looking for a main. So for me, if he saw another girl that he really liked, he would just dump the current one and go for the new one. Because right now, I think he's kind of like trying to be like, I see him looking at like he's very goal oriented and he's very career oriented right now. So he's looking at like, how do I become like, you know how like people who are like in the running for an Oscar, they like have this certain image where they want to be this certain person. And so for him, he's looking like I can see almost like his publicist is dictating his career. So it's almost like, how do I look the part? So like I need to have a girl that's strong, that's by my side. I need to have a girl that's cute. I need the person next to my arm. I need to go to this event and go to this gala. He's like looking at his relationship as an extension of his career, which is why I think he might be behaving a little bit more, or at least a little bit more sneaky than normal. So it's like, I need the girl on my arm. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people are questioning his sexuality. There's a lot of allegations of him being gay, all this, the other. I don't see that. That doesn't mean it's not happening. It's saying it's not showing up to me. But what I will say is the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and the Eight of Cups is reversed, which tells me that he's doing what a lot of people do. I've seen a lot of content creators do this. Where he has a similar energy to Logan Paul, where they want the picture perfect girl next to them more than they want to be in love. And I think a lot of times they think that they're in love with these types of girls, but that's not what real love is. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like, I want someone who looks like a good mother. I want someone that looks like a beautiful woman. I want someone that's not going to question me and that looks good next to me. Like it's a projection of them. Their relationship is a projection of them or an extension of them in their relationship, rather than someone I'm in love with, someone I want to be with for all eternity. It's an image thing. It's like they're looking at it from an image perspective. It's like an immature way of looking at it. So that's kind of where I see. If you told me that he banged a dude on the low, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't see it, so I'm not going to say that. But I know you guys are going to ask. I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think he's like secretly gay. If anything, I think it's more along the lines of, I don't think he really knows how to connect to people authentically, so he plays a character. And he plays a character to get women to be interested in because he feels like he's not good enough on his own. So if anything, he's just playing characters. So maybe he would do something like that if he could let his hair down and not be the character, and that's his way of relieving the character. But I don't really see it as like, oh, he's secretly gay. I don't really see that. And you know, I could look at that again another day, but I don't really see that. It doesn't read that way to me. Page of Pentacles upright. Sorry to all the gays that watch me. Sorry. But hey, you never know, girl. Everyone in Hollywood has sucked a dick before, in my opinion, allegedly. So you never know. It could be yours next. Page of Pentacles upright, Two of Wands, and the King of Cups is reversed. So last thing I'll say is I do think that there's some sort of like, I see him trying to bait someone into a feud coming up here soon. Like I see him kind of like baiting people into some sort of feud so that he can put it in his next act. Like I see him baiting a big feud with someone. It's a King of Cups reverse. Sometimes it's a water sign, but it doesn't have to be. It's just someone he's trying to bait into a feud so he can put it in his act. Because what I'm seeing is like Kathy Griffin, where she like uses like celebrities for their act. I think he's trying to put some of that in there. I also see him trying to, Two of Wands, I do think he's going to go back to sexualizing himself, but he's going to go back to sexualizing himself for gay men and not women. So you're going to see him kind of lean into the gay audience coming up here pretty soon. And you know what? That doesn't shock me. I mean, gays don't care about anything as long as it's hot in front of them. So there's someone hot in front of them. So I see that. I don't think it's going to happen for a bit though. I think it's going to take him a while to get there, but I think he's going to get there eventually where he's going to realize that he can alienate women even further by just focusing on gay men. So congrats. Whatever. Sorry. If this was a hating fest on Matt Rife, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, if you guys want another reading on like Brooke herself, I don't know if you guys are interested. I don't know if anyone wants that. I could do one on Brooke or Tana Mongeau if you guys want that or anything like that. But let me know, all right? If you like this, join my YouTube memberships, $5, $10, $50 tier. You get access to exclusive pick cards, story times you can be reading from me. Follow me Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Antphrodite. Until next time, good luck and stay away from men. Handsome Squidward looking ass.